Sally McDaniel and Treasurer Tyson here. If y'all would come up to the mic and have some good news that y'all have come and helped Madison.
Yeah, I always enjoy coming with good news because sometimes that's not the case. First off, my name is Alan McDaniel. I'm the Chief of Staff for the Mississippi Department of Public Safety. Commissioner Tyndall would have been here today, but he's actually out of the country. And so I know in the position that I'm in and that he's in, lots of times we're the ones that are out front and get to share all the good news and share the different events and everything. But in the time that I've been, I was practicing law and in the positions that I've held, I know lots of times it's better to bring the person with the expertise. And so with that, if I could, I'm going to turn it over to Treasurer Tyson. She is the director of our Driver Service Bureau as well as our Identity Management Bureau, and she has more of the details on that. And then if afterwards, if there's anything y'all would like, I'd be happy to come back and answer any questions, okay? Thank you so much.
Good morning. I think you may have oversold me. Was that with expertise? But thanks for having us this morning. We are pretty excited about where we're headed with driver services and identity management for the state. We have a new station open in Canton. It is at 152 Watford Parkway. We had a grand opening April 1st, and we have 4 workstations there. We hope to be completely full service there soon. We have a space behind the building that eventually we will put a commercial driver's skills testing lot in. We're not quite there with the funding on that, but we have a great space for that. And we will be fully operational. We're fully operational, but we do not offer the skills testing or the testing for permits yet. Again, we're waiting on some equipment to come in to finish that up. But in addition, all the back office of driver services are in Canton at 152 Watford. And we have a new mobile station that we put on the road. We tested out last week. It is a mobile van and fully functioning, two stations in it. And there's nothing other than skills testing that we won't be able to do in that van. We tested out last week in headquarters, and that van will be on the road hopefully starting this week to underserved areas, schools, nursing homes, and other areas. And if people want to request that, we'll absolutely entertain that. But if I can answer any questions for you or talk to you about anything else, I'm happy to do that.
Well, we appreciate you coming because we are excited about the opening of the driving station. And when you said full service, do you mind going over exactly what full service is once we get there?
Right. It's at some point, sooner than later, I hope, we will be able to offer permit testing if you want to come in and take your driver's permit, or you haven't had a license before, or you want to take your CDL, commercial driver's license testing. And then the full service will also encompass the skills testing. If you get a commercial driver's license, you'll have to take a skills test, a driving test, and we have to have a certain size lot and has to follow the regulations and the direction for the federal government for Federal Motor Carrier Safety Act. And so we follow those rules, and then we would have examiners there to test people on their skills testing for the driver's permits for the commercial licensing. Currently, we do driver's license renewals, identifications. If you need to come in and get an ID, I would encourage everyone to go ahead and get your real ID if you need to travel or need to be in a federal building. Mississippi is fortunate. We've had, we're about 97% of our identifications or our credentials issued are real ID compliant. And so if you're coming in, I would recommend bringing in your birth certificate and your social security card and 2 proofs of domicile so we can go ahead and make sure you do have a real ID credential.
Okay, and that is the little yellow star on the right.
It's that little gold star on the top right-hand card. Well, yellow, gold, yes, sir. It's in the top right-hand corner of your driver's license or your ID.
Okay, if you do not have that little gold star, as you said, you will not be able to fly then.
May 7th, yes, sir.
Airplane.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good deal. Other questions from the board?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just want to thank all of y'all for coming to Canton. This has been a long process for us trying to get a driver license station back in Canton. That was 1 year ago, and it left because there is a lot of senior citizens in our area and area I represent in the rural area. I usually go to we're over in Leake County, when I go over there, I might have lunches, go around and look in the another store. And I hate leaving my tax dollars in Lee County when I can come here and get my driver's license, renew, to have lunch here in the county that I represent. And I'm sorry I didn't make the grand opening because most of the board members was out of town on business that day. So welcome to Canton. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you. We're excited to be here, and the driver's services, all the back office operations are in that same building as well. Tickets or anything else, any records that go on your licensing and any of the reinstatements all happens in the back office of Canton. So we have a pretty good staff here in Canton.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Other statements from the board members? If not, Alan, do you want to say anything, or?
No, I just want to thank y'all again for allowing us to come here, and we look forward to a continued relationship.
Well, I know this is a commitment that Governor Tate Reeves made 3 or 4 years ago, and we definitely appreciate the Commissioner Tyndall and y'all bringing it to Canton. But as Supervisor Griffin said, this has been in the works for 3 or 4 years or longer.
Right, and to emphasize something that that Ms. Tyson had talked about with the commercial testing, you know, that's a big deal, obviously, with all the industries that's coming in here. We have the space for the lot behind the building and the assistance we could get in getting that, because there's very, very few of those commercial testing lots here in the state. And I believe the nearest one to here is in Pearl, is that correct? Is in Pearl, so we would love to be able to get that, and that would kind of close the entire cycle. I mean, as it stands right now, Canton is the hub for driver services and identity management here in Mississippi. And to be able to do that with all the industry we have here, it'd be a great place to be able to come in here and have like a one-stop shop, so to speak, on that.
All right.
But we appreciate it.
Alan, one question I do want to clear up.
Sure.
There's a lot of times we get questions asked, when someone get their license at the very beginning of their age, whether it's 15 or 16, 17,
Right.
do they take a driving test?
They previously did, and Treasurer, you tell me if there's something here, but they previously did. During COVID, they did suspend that, and I don't believe that they have come back and done anything on that. So is that correct?
It is correct, but I would tell you that Commissioner Tyndall's been very interested in working toward requiring driver's ed for all students, and anyone who's never had a license before. There's a new statute, I say new, it's about a year old, but Department of Public Safety has been working hand in hand with Department of Education to have a driver's ed curriculum, and every secondary school in state will be required to offer that curriculum. And beginning in July of 2027, anyone, no matter how old, if they have never had a license in Mississippi or never had a driver's license before, will be required to have a driver's ed certificate before getting a license. And part of that driver's ed curriculum includes driving with the instructor. And along with interaction with law enforcement and distracted driving, there are several components of the driver's ed curriculum. But we have a new manual out, it's available on the website as well. But a lot of that will be, right now they have to have an affidavit requiring that they've been driving with someone for 50 hours before they come in and test and do before they get their regular license. But the driver's ed curriculum will cure the driving with an instructor.
Okay. Good information.
Yes.
Thank you, Al.
Does that answer what you needed?
That's it.
All right. Anybody else? All right.
Alan, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much for allowing us to come.